welcome to the news on Enyimba TV. We are reaching you from Aba, the commercial and industrial hub of Abia State, Nigeria. First, here are the top stories. Organized labor says no going back on strike after last-minute talks with National Assembly. President Tinubu describes killing of soldiers in Aba as treasonable. Abia PDP zones party chairmanship to Abia North ahead of Congress. These and other stories, plus foreign, business and sports shortly. Thanks for joining us on the news at this time. I am Mary Ihejirika. Now the news in details. After a 4-hour meeting with the leadership of the National Assembly on Sunday evening in Abuja, the leadership of the organized labor says there is no going back on the nationwide industrial action slated to start today, Monday, June 3, 2024. This is according to the Trade Union Congress TUC National President Festus Osifo after the meeting with the National Assembly leadership. Earlier, Osifo, the president of the TUC, and his counterpart in the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC, Joe Ajero, met with Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas in Abuja. The meeting was part of last-minute efforts by the legislators to persuade aggrieved workers to shelve their planned industrial action for a new minimum wage. Meanwhile, federal government says the planned strike by the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC and the Trade Union Congress TUC is illegal. This is according to the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi in a letter addressed to the National President of the NLC, Joe Ajero, and TUC's National President, Festus Osifo, who said the strike action by organized labor is premature. He faulted the planned industrial action on the grounds that the federal government and other employers of labor involved in a tripartite committee to determine a new minimum wage had not declared an end to the negotiation. Referencing some sections of the Trade Dispute Act 2004, the Justice Minister said the law requires the NLC and TUC to issue mandatory strike notices of a minimum of 15 days. In a related development, Nigeria Police Force (NPF) has issued a strong call to organized labor to reconsider its planned nationwide strike. The police, in a press release signed by the Force Public Relations Officer (ACP) Olumuyiwa Adejobi, stressed the need to adhere to legal procedures to prevent a breakdown of law and order. The statement stressed that the compliance with legal procedures is crucial to avoid escalating tensions and potential political instability. The police force views the strike as a potential trigger for increased tension and disruption in the country. The organized labor in Abia State is insisting to continue with strike action even if the National Council decides to call off the nationwide industrial action if Abia State fails to implement the demands of labor. Enyimba TV News gathers that the organized labor had in a letter issued a 14 days notice to the state government to implement the 30,000 naira former minimum wage and the 35,000 naira wage award, which was instituted by the federal government to cushion the effects of subsidy removal. In an interview with Enyimba TV News, Umuahia correspondent Kingsley Chibike, the state chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Okoro Ogbonnaya, noted that the clock is ticking and the date is drawing close, as all due process will be followed to attract the attention of the Abia State government for them to do the needful. He stated that since the strike notice was issued, they are yet to be contacted by the Abia State government. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, says Nigeria's economy is experiencing an appreciable growth that may see the high inflation in the country come down in few months. Edun spoke when he featured in a Monitor television program. He said that the difficult areas now are what is being focused, urging Nigerians to be optimistic about the economy. The Finance Minister added that Labour is asking for a minimum wage that is not affordable, while insisting that wage negotiation process is an integral part of democracy. President Bola Tinubu has condemned as barbaric and evil the killing of 5 soldiers by Abia in Abia State. The president in a statement said the unwarranted attacks on security forces protecting citizens stand condemned and should never be condoned by or tolerated. He paid tribute to the hundreds of soldiers who have lost their lives for following their duty to protect Nigerians. The president vowed that the federal government will come down heavily on those attacking security personnel. President Tinubu made it clear that the government and armed forces have the capacity to crush violent non-state actors. He urged security agencies to find masterminds and perpetrators of the Abia attack, as well as those calling for a stay-at-home order, which he termed a treasonable offense. And still on Abia State government has denied widely circulated statements reportedly credited to the special advisor on media and publicity to Governor Otti that his government will not confront the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, in their sit-at-home directive, while suggesting that the state government was in touch with the principal actors for the academic interests of WAEC candidates. The Commissioner for Information and Culture, Kanu, who issued a statement on the matter, denied any alleged endorsement and stated that Dr. Otti did not make the statement and it does not reflect his personal views or those of the Abia State government under his leadership. The statement further said that no individual or organization has the right to deny citizens their sacrosanct right to freedom of movement, freedom to earn a livelihood, and freedom to pursue their endeavors in an atmosphere of peace and security. While advising the public to disregard the comments in the purported statement, the state government said that Governor Otti maintains zero tolerance for any form of criminality or civil disturbance in any part of the state. Meanwhile, Abia State Governor Dr. Otti has visited widows of soldiers killed in Abia during Thursday's sit-at-home declared by the Indigenous People of Biafra. The governor vowed to smoke out whoever was directly or remotely connected to the killing. Speaking where he paid a condolence visit to the headquarters of the 144 Battalion of the Nigerian Army, ASA, in Ukwa West local government area, he condemned the killing, which he attributed to criminals who want to destabilize the state. He announced automatic scholarship for the deceased children up to the university level, assuring that he would also ensure that the scholarship is legalized by the State House of Assembly to ensure that successive governments in the state will continue with the trajectory. Vice President Kashim Shettima says that what the country needs is good governance, not a change in the system of governance as being clamored in some quarters. The Vice President spoke at the 30th anniversary of Galib Chambers in Ilorin, Kwara State capital. He said contrary to much canvassed parliamentary system of government, democracies can only thrive through adherence to the rule of law. Vice President Shettima was speaking on the aftermath of the litigation that trailed the 2023 electoral process, added that President Bola Tinubu never influenced the electoral process since he assumed office through the instrument of power. River State Governor Siminalaye Fubara says he never believed he could stay in office up to 1 year following the political crisis that rocked the state shortly after he took office. Speaking at the church Thanksgiving to conclude the activities to mark his first anniversary, Governor Fubara said plans were orchestrated to frustrate his administration up to the moment the first anniversary was being planned. He promised not to betray the trust the people had bestowed on him, assuring them that the governance of the state under his watch will get better by the year. Ahead of the forthcoming State Congress of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Abia State, the party has zoned its chairmanship position to the North Senatorial District of the state. In a press release signed by the acting publicity secretary cum vice chairman of the party, Elder Abraham Ama, said the rotation of offices and zoning arrangement is in line with the constitution of the PDP as a measure to ensure that all zones in the party are equitably represented and carried along at all times. times. Arising from a state caucus meeting, the meeting subsequently zoned the chairmanship to Abia North, as all the positions formerly held by Abia South were turned over to Abia North, while the positions held by Abia North were turned to Abia Central, and the positions held by Abia Central were turned to Abia North. The motion for the zoning arrangement to be maintained was raised by the former Speaker of Abia State House of Assembly, Right Honorable CHECKPOIN, and seconded by the Board of Trustees, Chairman of the PDP, Senator Adolphus Wabara. You're watching Enyimba TV News. After the short break, the news continues with foreign, business and sports updates. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned. Now the news continues. We begin with foreign. South Africa's ruling African National Congress, ANC, has lost the majority of seats needed to win the country's parliament. The South African Independent Electoral Commission, IEC, announced the results on Sunday evening. The outcome of the polls means that the ANC will have to form a coalition to form the next government. Out of 400 seats in the National Assembly, the ruling party was only able to gather 159. The Democratic Alliance, DA, has 87 seats, while the Mkhonto Wisizwe MK party, backed by former President Jacob Zuma, garnered 58. The MK party had wanted the results announced postponed over irregularities. The party has also refused to work with President Cyril Ramaphosa. In a speech after the IEC's presentation, Ramaphosa said he accepted the outcome, hinting at a coalition. The president told his opponents that the voters expected the parties to find common ground. And on business, International Monetary Fund, an international organization that provides financial assistance to countries facing economic difficulties, has released Nigeria's financial position report as of April 30, 2024. This is according to the latest data accessed by Enyimba TV News on the fund's website. The report shows that Nigeria has no overdue obligations to the fund, indicating that the country has been meeting its financial commitments to IMF. And finally, from sports, Chijioke Mboma's breeze in the 4-1 trouncing of Rivers United yesterday's MPFL match day 34 fixture in Aba moved Enyimba within a touching distance of leaders Enugu Rangers, who dropped points at Sporting FC in Lagos. The massive victory has lifted the People's Elephant to 59 points, 2 less than Rangers, who were held to a goalless draw by the MPFL debutants. It was a one-sided in Aba, as Enyimba proved just too powerful for the visitors Rivers United in the Nigeria Professional Football League clash. The Aba Millionaires, determined to keep the pressure on league leaders Rangers International, staged an incredible comeback after finding themselves trailing early on. The win sees Enyimba move to within just 2 months of league leaders Rangers, who dropped points in a goalless draw against Sporting Lagos. With the sports story, we will wrap up this edition of news on Enyimba TV at this time. But before we go, here is a recap of the top stories. In the news, we told you after a 4-hour meeting with the leadership of the National Assembly on Sunday evening in Abuja, the leadership of the organized labor says there is no going back on the nationwide industrial action slated to start today, Monday, June 3, 2024. We also told you that President Bola Tinubu has condemned as barbaric and evil the killing of 5 soldiers in Abia State. We also told you that ahead of the forthcoming State Congress of the People's Democratic Party, PDP in Abia State, the party has zoned its chairmanship position to the North Senatorial District of the state. That's a package of news for now. Please join us for more updates in our subsequent bulletins. Meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Click on the notification bell to receive alerts when new videos are uploaded. Thank you for watching. On behalf of the production team, I am Mary Ihejirika saying, do have yourself an amazing day.